Okay, guys, showing you the dilutions for Disport, Zeman, everything to just clarify it and clear it up. If you're not a math whiz, I'm going to show you. I'm literally going to put it down on paper. So if you mix your Botox, one Disport, one Zeo, and this obviously goes for Juvo as well, 1 ml of BNS, that is 1:1.
Yeah, I did not change the sale.
Okay, so if you were trying to go to a different dilution and you're like, how many hash marks do I pull up? So if you want to go one bottle to, let's say, 1.5 ml dilution, which is the dilution I use, all you're going to do is take whatever it is. If you're at hash mark, you're like, I'm trying to figure out if you have 5 hash marks on your insulin syringe, you times it by one. If you have 5 hash marks on your insulin syringe, if you're 1:1, every hash mark is a unit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you're trying to figure out if you're at a different dilution, 1.5, you take 5 times 1.5, and I literally have my separate phone so I can show you guys how to do it. You take 5 times 1.5. That means you draw up to the 7.5 mLs or 7.5 hash marks. Does that make sense? Let's try a different one. Let's try 2 mLs. This makes sense to people. If you're doing one bottle of whatever tox to 2 mLs bacterial static normal saline, if you're at the 5 hash mark, 5 units on an insulin syringe. So if you are 1:1, this is 5 units. If you're 1.5, like we were previously, you're going to pull up to 7.5. If you're 2:1, like we are here, 1 bottle of tox to 2 mLs of bacterial static normal saline, that's 2:1, then this would be 5 units. And this is how I know. Oh my God, look at my mirror in the background. This is how I know. I take 5 little hash marks, 5 insulin units times 2, because that's my dilution. And that equals to the 10 unit mark. And that equals 5 actual units, because you're 2:1. So this, if you're 2:1, that is 5 units. Make sense? Whatever it is, times it by 2. It seems confusing, but sometimes you just have to write it out. So we're doing 1 bottle of Zeman, but we can pretend it's Disport or Botox. So we take 1.5 mLs of bacterial static normal saline into 1 bottle. So it equals 1.5 to 1.
Yep.
Makes sense? Mm-hmm. So whenever you're confused, like people always ask me here, so I show that, and they get confused here. So if I'm 1:1, every hash mark is 1 unit. That's 5 units. That's 10 units. That's 15. Mm-hmm. When you're going between dilutions, like if you're different practices or training someone and you're doing it their way, you literally times whatever the dilution is times the amount. So meaning if I'm doing 5 units, I take 5 units times 1.5, and that will show you how many hash marks.
Okay.
So I literally, I'm going to take my calculator. Right here. Perfect. And I literally, so then you'll never like get confused again. You literally take 5 units times 1.5. That means I'm going to drop 7.5 here to equal 5 units.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So with my 1.5 dilution, if I'm trying to get 5 units on the hash marks here, that means I'll draw up to 7.5. Same thing, if you go home and you're like, no, Erica, I really like my 2:1. When I'm 2:1,
it's 10.
Yeah, I take 5 units times 2. And that means it's 10 hash
Right,
marks.
right.
So
Okay.
for some reason, 1.5 like really confuses people.
Just because it's in the middle of the thing, it's not.
Because
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. So let me draw up and show you. So basically I draw up 1.5 here.
Yeah, I don't even use the BD syringes for some reason.
Oh, you're gonna,
No,
you
I
should.
know,
It's gonna be so
because
easy.
it doesn't drip. Mine drips all the time.
Oh no, this will be a game changer. So I take 1.5 into the Zeman.
Mm-hmm.
It vacuums down. And the same thing, if it's Disport, same exact thing. You don't times it by 3, you don't do anything.
Right.
So for Disport, it's the exact same thing. Flip it upside down,
Yeah.
I put it in here. And then I'll let that sit while we do a filler, and then you can stop it.